So I can remember the celebration I can remember something like this yell about 90% have consented to recognise Aboriginal people. I didn't realise what it meant at the time, but I do now. And I also remember being boosted up onto the to the ablution, which is the toilet in Beaufort Park, because things got really, really violent. And because I think the police thought everybody that was an Aboriginal was a communist, they were dropping them. And of course we were just boosted up there, all the kids, so that we were out of the way. And Mum said that the reason that happened was because there was fear that, Aboriginal people were going to become communists. So, anyway. The other thing about when I discussed this with my mum, she didn't register to vote, nor did my father, because if you came under the scrutiny of the state, their fear was that your children would be taken away. So, like going on a state housing list, you come under scrutiny. Your kids could be taken away at any time. And Mum and Dad were always in fear of, us kids being taken away. And of course we had always other people's kids with us. So it was a pretty big group. So my recollections got a bit hairy. There was a great celebration within our family. And I think that, it worked. It worked. It took a long time for them. My great uncle, he ran as an independent senator, which is unheard of, from what I understood. But, it's no wonder that I became political. I think it was in my blood, and I think that even though it was subconscious, I knew what justice was. I'm a believer in reconciliation. I always have been. But I believe reconciliation starts with us. We have to reconcile our own past. So that means that I've been with families, my family, and you've always got this group was taken to the missions and removed. And then you've got this other group that were exempt because they're a little bit fairer. And in a lot of cases, it's split families. A lot of families have come back together because of reconciliation, because we recognise that we have to be together, we can't be at odds. Then we had native title come in and stuffed it all up again. Because, you had people that were more Aboriginal than, or they're still in the country and not. All these different levels of separation. And slowly we're coming back. People like Clary Cameron, angry man. I look at him and I think, well, God, there's Uncle George again. But, he fights for justice, he fights for equity, and he fights for his people. We all do. We do it at different levels. I'm not angry anymore. I used to be. I grew up angry. I grew up, don't look at me because you're going to, I'll get you. And, so Pocket Rocket, I think, was what I used to be called. Oh, an angry ant. But I stopped being angry and started explaining things to people. Started giving people information instead of just being angry with them and putting a wall up. And it was a bloke called Daryl Kickett, this little fella, little Nyungar bloke. And he'd always be saying to me, come on, Barrel, we've got to sort this out. And he taught me to replace anger with compassion. He taught me that if you can give people information, they think differently. If they think differently, they feel differently. And if they feel differently, they act differently. Now, I think I was probably 32. So I was an angry person for a long time, maybe half my life. But I was always angry and put that sort of persona up and that facade up to protect myself. And I understood that after Daryl helped me. But then I became a part of the cross-cultural awareness training group out of Curtin Uni called the Ways of Working. And I saw that as the tool to reconciliation. I did. I believed in it. I still do. I believe that we need to let other people know about our joint history. And our black history is not about the colour of our skin or our hearts. It's about the deeds that were done to Aboriginal people. So I'd say now for 30 years, that's what I've been doing. Nearly 30 years just trying to give people more information so that they think differently and feel differently and act differently. So, and I think in a lot of cases it has worked. I've brought up my own children and foster kids. They're not angry. I was angry when I was growing up. They're not. They actually know their place in their community and their society, and they're respected and loved because of who they are and what they do and how they participate. And I think reconciliation is about us taking our place in our community and participating and being proud of who we are, where we came from and what we represent. And I think that with racism, for example, I can't take on other people's racism. That's their problem. I can't wear it for them. So when I hear or see something that's racist, their problem. They need help. I really feel sorry for them, but I'm not taking it on. I want to get out there and be bright and show light and a way forward, not be dragged down by this horrible thing called racism.